They mocked the human soldier's size, then watched him break the champion in seconds. The arena fell silent as Corporal Marcus Chen stepped into the combat ring, his human frame dwarfed by the towering alien spectators. At barely 6 feet tall, and weighing only 200 pounds, he looked like a child's toy compared to the massive Krillian warriors surrounding the pit. "Is this some kind of joke?" rumbled Warlord Thexus, his forearms crossed over his chitinous chest. The Krillian stood nearly 12 feet tall, his exoskeleton gleaming under the harsh arena lights. "The humans send us this tiny thing?" Laughter rippled through the crowd of alien dignitaries. The Galactic Council had gathered on Neutral Nexus Station to witness this challenge, humanity's bid for full membership in the Intergalactic Defense Coalition. According to ancient tradition, one representative from each species had to prove their people's combat worthiness against the reigning champion. That champion was Gorvak the Destroyer, a Krillian berserker who had never lost a single bout in 300 years of competition. Standing 15 feet tall with arms thick as tree trunks and mandibles that could snap steel, he had broken the spines of challengers from dozens of species. Perhaps the humans misunderstood the requirements, sneered Ambassador Zelton, her serpentine form coiled elegantly in the observation deck. "This is a test of warriors, not children." Marcus ignored the jeers, methodically removing his standard-issue combat jacket to reveal lean muscle beneath his plain gray undershirt. He moved with the fluid economy of motion that marked a seasoned soldier, but to the aliens he simply looked pathetically small. "Human." Gorvak's voice boomed as he entered the arena, each footstep shaking the metal floor. "I will make your death quick out of mercy for your obvious disadvantage." The Krillian champion was a nightmare of natural weapons, razor-sharp claws, armored chitin, and enough raw strength to crush a hover car. Scars crisscrossed his exoskeleton, trophies from centuries of victories. His four eyes glowed with predatory anticipation as he flexed his massive arms. Marcus looked up at the towering alien and smiled. "I appreciate the consideration, but I think you're going to be disappointed." The referee, a crystalline being from the Quartz Collective, chimed the traditional combat phrases in 17 languages. Marcus caught the key words. No weapons. Fight until submission or unconsciousness. Death was permitted but discouraged for diplomatic reasons. "Begin!" the crystal entity sang. Gorvak charged immediately, his massive frame moving with surprising speed. His forearms spread wide to grapple the tiny human, intending to crush him in a bear hug that would shatter every bone in his body. Marcus didn't run. He didn't dodge. Instead, he stepped forward. The move was so unexpected that several aliens leaned forward in confusion. Why would the human close the distance against a larger opponent? Marcus ducked under Gorvak's reaching arms and drove his fist upward in a devastating uppercut that caught the Krillian directly under his mandible. The impact made a sound like a gunshot. Gorvak's head snapped back, his charge completely arrested. Before he could recover, Marcus pivoted and drove his elbow into the joint where the alien's upper right arm connected to his torso. The one spot, on a Krillian where the chitinous armor was thinnest. The crack of breaking exoskeleton echoed through the suddenly silent arena. Gorvak roared in pain and fury, swinging his remaining good arms at the human. But Marcus had already moved, flowing like water around the clumsy strikes. He grabbed Gorvak's left wrist, used the alien's own momentum against him, and executed a perfect judo throw that sent all 15 feet and 800 pounds of Krillian warrior crashing to the arena floor. The impact shook the entire platform. "Impossible," whispered someone in the crowd. Before Gorvak could rise, Marcus was on him. The human's movements were precise, economical, targeting specific nerve clusters and joint vulnerabilities that human combat doctrine had cataloged for every known species. A strike to the nerve bundle behind Gorvak's left knee. A pressure, point attack on his neck that disrupted his respiratory system. An application of leverage that hyperextended the Krillian's remaining functional arm. Gorvak tried to fight back, his remaining strength still formidable. But every move he made only created new opportunities for Marcus to exploit. The human fought like liquid violence, never where Gorvak expected, always attacking from angles that maximized efficiency while minimizing his own exposure to counterattack. The fight lasted exactly 47 seconds, It ended when Marcus applied a chokehold that compressed the major blood vessels leading to Gorvak's brain. The massive Krillian struggled for a moment, then went limp. Marcus held the hold for precisely 3 seconds longer, enough to ensure unconsciousness but not permanent damage, then released his grip and stepped back. The arena was dead silent. "Champion unconscious," the referee announced unnecessarily. "Victory to the human representative." Marcus straightened his shirt and walked calmly to where his jacket lay folded. As he put it back on, he addressed the stunned crowd. "Humans didn't survive to reach the stars because we're the biggest or the strongest," he said, his voice carrying clearly in the absolute quiet. "We survived because we learned to turn every disadvantage into an advantage. Size, reach, armor, they all become liabilities if you know how to exploit them." He looked directly at Warlord Thexus, who was staring at his unconscious champion with undisguised shock. "We study our enemies. We adapt. We find weaknesses where others see only strength. And we never, ever give up." Marcus smiled grimly. "That's what makes us human." As medics rushed to tend to Gorvak, who was already beginning to stir, the alien dignitaries sat in stunned silence. They had expected to see human weakness confirmed. Instead, they had witnessed something far more unsettling, a demonstration of why the small, seemingly fragile species had managed to carve out an empire among the stars. Humanity's application for full membership in the Intergalactic Defense Coalition was unanimously approved that very day. And Corporal Marcus Chen? He went back to his quarters, filed his mission report, and prepared for the next assignment. After all, there were always more challenges ahead, more opportunities to show the galaxy exactly what humans were capable of when they were underestimated. The other species would learn, in time, to be more careful about mocking human soldiers. Size, as they had just discovered, was often the least important factor in determining who would walk away victorious.